Episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Stress levels are gonna go through the roof. They're gonna go through the roof. And yours also hasn't come back down for the World Cup finals. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. No. Get the heart rate monitors out if you got them. Because today we're gonna go through all the players who are vulnerable for the upcoming PWHL Expansion Draft 2025 on June the 9th, which of course will see PWHL Vancouver and PWHL Seattle fill up their rosters for their inaugural season. We have done a first episode explaining how the expansion draft will work, so you can go back and check that out. Just in case you are not really familiar how it's going to work, we are still trying to get our heads around it. Well, I don't think it was a smart idea to release it the day before the expansion. Not the day before. I don't think it's a good idea. See, still tongue-tied now! It's been more than a week. Can't think about it. Do I start again? I don't think it was smart. Yeah, talk slowly. I don't think it was smart to release it the day before the World Cup finals and when we were coming back from Philly. Yeah, because obviously we got the news when me and you were at Kylie. Me and you were taking Susie to Kylie. That's when you heard, because I already. Cause I actually thought it was when I first woke up from a little power nap, but I was like, oh no. I'll wait till we're at Kylie. Still couldn't work it out, but yeah, so it's quite confusing when you first look at it, but yeah, we did a bit of on that. We also will have 2 more birthdays regarding expansion draft to come after this one. We're going to do another one where we'll go through each team's potential list when they come out, and of course we'll also have a recap show of the entire expansion draft as a whole. Right, so yeah, but for today, here's what we're going to do. So for each 6 members of Inaugural Six, we're going to go through each player that is vulnerable, and we're going to go through and we're going to make our picks for what we would do if we were in the general manager's shoes and had to decide which 3 to protect. Because at this time right now, teams can only protect 3 players each. There's possibility for a 4th slot, but that depends on what happens after the sign window. We're just going to focus on the protection lists. After those, you're going to pick 3. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of whining. There's going to be a lot of screeching. And then maybe some bitch bites. Oh, yeah. So, you have been warned. Brace yourselves. I would go and get some snacks and drinks to tie you over because it's going to be a really, really stressful episode. I'll explain. For each team, we're going to have their... Do you want logo or word marks? Because I can give you either. Can we have word marks? Yes. So, for each team, on the screen, you'll have their word mark. And you're also going to have our 3 picks. Yeah. Because we recorded the bulk of the episode before with the intro and outro. So, we've already got our 3 picks for each team locked in. And during each segment, you'll be seeing us talking through them. But we'll put the actual 3 that we've gone with on the screen so you can see them throughout. Yeah. So, basically what you're going to be hearing in each segment is just our thought process. Whereas the actual finished result will actually be on the screen already for you. And I will do an Instagram post with all of our picks over the weekend to go up. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot to get through. Shall I just dive straight into it? Yeah, let's go. Okay, so we're going to start with the Boston Fleet. Now, the Fleet have 14 players eligible for the expansion draft, and they are Sydney Bard, Hannah Bilker, Hannah Brand, Emily Brown, Hayley Hartmetz, and Frankel. Yep. Megan Keller. Ooh. Hillary Knight. Oh! Are you going to do this for each team? Yeah, yeah. Shay Maloney. Ilana Markova. Alina Muller. Ooh. Daniela Pisorba. Jamie Lee Rattray. And Sophie Shirley. Okay, some big names there on that list. Of course, obviously, Frankel, Knight, stick out, for example. Do we kind of feel like one of them should be an obvious protection? Well, I think Boston have got no choice. They have to protect Aaron Frankel. Because Boston hasn't got a stable backup. No, which probably did them in the end, really, when you think about it. When you think about making that last push to get into the playoffs. I mean, Boston had the advantage, you know. Because they only needed, in that last game against us, they only needed to take it to overtime and they would have got it. They would have got in because we didn't have that many regulation wins in terms of the tiebreak. Yeah. But, breaker, yeah. Didn't we beat them by 1-1 in the tiebreaker? We got 10 regulation wins, they had 9 regulation wins. So that's what it was at the end. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure Boston has already had like a stable backup compared to the other teams like us and Montreal and Oslo. Yeah, I think with Boston, I think I would absolutely just go straight in and lock Aaron Frankel. Would you? I'm happy for Aaron Frankel. Yeah. So should I put that? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So Aaron Frankel, we're saying, is a definite on the protection. Yeah. So we're gonna put her down. Yeah. Okay. Let's go do it now. So, who else? Well, Harry Knight's an interesting factor. Because I think, yeah, I mean, it would make sense you'd have to protect her. But there's so many other players that you could put in there, like Belka, Muller. It just makes the question of, do you want to waste one spot on Hillary, and then you potentially lose a good player? It just, I think, it is like a big. I think Hillary Knight, if we're going to capture, I think Hillary Knight would be easy to expose compared to the other captains. But I think Boston has got to protect her as well. I think she's the face of Team USA. She's a great. She's leading point scorer in Team USA. Yeah, I think it would be ridiculous to let her go. So I think Hillary Knight has got to be another definite protection. I would put her down. If I did it just me, I would put Hillary Knight down as well. But I think you have to take Hillary Knight. I think Franco and Knight are too obvious. The question is, what should we do now? Yeah. Okay, right, so Hillary Knight as well. Okay, so yeah, so okay. That third and final protection spot. Who are we going to give that to from the fleet? I'll bring the list back up again. It's tricky now. So go through it, player who you think could be considered for this, the third hard spot from Boston. Alina Muller, yep. Belka, yep. Are for me the main two. Sydney Brock would be another one. Yeah. I think I'd go with Muller. I think Alina Muller would be who I would suggest, but I can. Well, it is because a lot of times you think who's going to get taken by Boston, but then again, it's interesting how it's going to work. Yeah. For those three, I'd pick between them. I would go Muller. I would go Alina Muller. Because you could make a case, obviously, for Sophie Broad. You could make a case for Hannah Bilker, even Hannah Miller as well. But I think, given how huge of a factor Alina Muller was in the World Cup finals last year against us, I think Boston would be mad not to protect her. Yeah, because I think would be, if Knight and Franco get protected, I think she will be a big blow for the fleet to lose. So I think Alina Muller would be the third one to protect if I was going based on my own gut reaction. But obviously it's a packed decision. I need you to be on board as well. I think of those three mentions, so Brock, Bilka, Muller, I'd go Muller. Because the other two, I think you could leave vulnerable and set a bad curve. Might take them, but then again, might not. So I'd go Muller. You happy with that? Yeah. Okay. So I'll put that on this as well. That's not a bit too easy. It did! It did anyway, yeah. It did, yeah, you're right. That card did sound a bit too easy with Boston there. So, yeah. So, it is on the screen, but we're going to remind you anyway, just to lock it in. Because obviously we are creating these lists as we go along. So, I will remind you all. It will be on the screen, but I'm going to remind you anyway, just to confirm to lock it in. Yeah. So, our three that we've got that should be protected from the Boston fleet are M. Franco, yeah, Harry Knight, yeah, Alina Muller, yeah. Happy? Shall I lock that in? Yeah, okay. That is our three locked in for the Boston fleet. Right, next up, you just see the list. Next up, it is our Minnesota Frost. There, honey, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Yeah. I mean, don't know, we're really happy we've got expansion coming, but ever since the first expansion team was a building banker, Plutter's been just dreading this moment, because obviously the expansion draft, we're gonna lose really, really good players. Yeah, so just... Right, come on, you two stay there for a moment, I will go through the list, because I think Plutter's gonna need counselling. So, the Minnesota Frost have 15 players eligible in the expansion draft. They are May Bapperson. Oh! Kendall Coy Schofield. No! Briaco Stamen. Oh, nothing there. Taylor Heisey. Get Bolton Army there! You're not taking her alive! No! It gets worse. Nicole Hensley. Not the tandem! Clara Himarova. Ooh. Sophie Jakes. No! Katie Dole. No. We only just drafted her. Denise Grisoba. Ooh. Brooke McQuigg. Again, we only just drafted her. Kelly Pannett. No! Dominic Peachtree. No. Lee Steckline. No! Claire Thompson. No. And finally, Grace Dunwinkle. No! Do you two want to... No! I think you two better just stay like that. I mean, I don't know if you... I mean, you're not... You're just about still in... Hold on, I'll move the camera a little bit. There we go. But, oh my god, I think you two should just stay like that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I think we all know where Seattle and Vancouver are going to target. I mean, oh my god. This, boys and girls, is the problem of having done so brilliant in that first draft. It now means that you've got the best stock when it comes to expansion. And given how I don't think we're going to be an 8-team league for long, we might get used to this, but that's pretty much almost all of our good players. You're right now there. No, I need counselling! Right. I'm just going to get it done straight away. Kendall, Taylor, Lock. Lock them in. Yeah. Lock them in. Yeah. And it's where it gets really tricky for us, because obviously, nowhere they're having Kendall Coyne Schofield. No. And no way are we going to let go of Taylor Heisey. Especially as I think she could be a future captain. Because Kendall's early 30s. So you think, and Taylor Heisey I think is early 20s. So I think with Taylor Heisey, if we can lock her down to a long-term contract, you're looking at the future Minnesota Frost captain. So, yeah, so Schofield, lock. Heisey, lock. Now, the problem is, who do you give that third and final spot to? Now, do we know Maddie Rooney's contract situation? Because I think, now, I know we have got the best tandem in the PWHL, and I personally would not want to give that up without a fight. But I'm thinking, could we run the risk of exposing Hensley if we know that Rooney's has got a long-term contract locked in? Just, yeah, it's interesting because somebody has to lose a good goaltender. Yeah. So do we run the? Well, I think for me it would depend on who the upper teams put forward in terms of netminders. But yeah, because obviously we've got a 1A, 1B situation like Montreal Ottawa. Yeah, so you could risk Hensley, but it would then put, if she was to get taken, it would then put pressure on us, and then 2 weeks later in the entry, you'd have to then go and draft another netminder to replace her and hopefully backstop Maddie Rooney. If Hensley was to get taken, then Maddie Rooney would have to become the starter. Now, she did get more starts this year, but that was mainly due to the fact that Nicole Hensley had to deal with an injury. Yeah, which kind of lacked her form. Because Nicole Hensley didn't have a bad year. It's the fact that the injury she suffered earlier this season, it really plagued her, and it messed her up a bit. But when she got to the playoffs, she was fine. I think the fact that, obviously, because Rooney and Hensley, I said this at the time, because Rooney and Hensley were not chosen to represent Team USA in the World Championships, I think it really helped us, because it meant we had both our netminders rested. Where we had Aaron Frankel play the World Championships, where Fierce played the World Championships, and Renee DeBien played the World Championships. And what happened? Yeah. So I just been with Hensley. I think, I don't know about you two, but if it was me, I would risk exposing her in case other better netminders are available for Vancouver and Seattle to take. I would take that risk. Because I think, for me, Zonwinkel, Jakes, Steckline, Panic, they're the ones I would look at and go, who do I protect out of those four? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lee Steckline had a brilliant end of the year. She did. She came alive in those final 2 regular season games, which helped us get into the playoffs. And then she didn't stop. Absolutely. It was interesting because out of the World Championships, K-Pack had a really great World Championships, as did the Steckline, but K-Pack had points in all but one game. It's a championship game, yeah. So I kind of thought K-Pack's one I was hoping would make a big impact coming out of the playoff, coming out of the World Championships. But no, it's actually the Steckline. So if we're going to go with those two, I would be more inclined to protect Steckline over Panic. But you can always make the argument for Grace Sunwinkel, you can also make the argument for Sophie Jakes. Yeah, I think if it was just me, I would go between Jakes and Zonwinkel. Well, we have to run the risk, because this is the point. We have to put the risk of leaving players vulnerable. Do you think any of them would dare take Britta off our hands? It's interesting that she's actually vulnerable, but of course. And we'll talk about this more later on when we get to the Sirens. Because obviously we drafted her, we still have last year, we still have her rights. Yeah. So, it would be interesting, but I think, knowing the baggage she brings, I'm not sure Vancouver would want to do that. I think we're going to be stuck with her, but she'll just be she'll just be left vulnerable. Yeah, so I think it's more like, who do we go over the first slot? Do we go to Jakes? Do we go to Zonwinkel? Do we go to Pet? Or do we go to Steckline? It has to be one of those four. So we're all agreement to leave Hensley vulnerable. Yeah. Someone has to. Yeah. Someone has to leave a netmire vulnerable, so I think it has to be us. Because I can't see why Boston would dare leave Frank exposed. And definitely they would Ottawa. Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. It's who do we go with? Who do you do? Because us three can make a case to protect all four of them. Yeah. I think we're going to have to make use of that extra slot. Yeah. But it will depend on who gets taken before, during the time window. Oh, God. Help! Help! Who do we pick? Who gets the third slot? I just... Oh, God, I don't like this. Oh, I really don't like this. I don't. I hate this. And this is only the first expansion draft. There's going to be lots more coming up in the pipeline. I hate this. I don't like it. Who are we going to choose? To definitely protect. Jakes. Some wrinkle? Oh no, you're going to make me do the call! No! And I'm leader. Oh no, I knew you two were going to do this to me. You're going to make me make the call. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like... Oh! I know the viewers are just picking... Oh, for heaven's sake, pick someone! Stop whining. You don't understand, we drafted really well these last two drafts. We really did. Even this last year. Remember this time last year we were all like... Sort of like, everyone's kind of like questioning our draft picks. Look at us now, boys and girls! Look at us now! I mean, that's the first time one was actually bragged about being champions. But it's because we chose Britta. Then everyone was like, oh! And then, right, so, Lady saying Jakes, Plur saying Sunwinkle. I've got to make the call. I'm going to say Sophie Jakes. Just because I felt she has provided a lot more since the trade. Sunwinkle had a bit of a rough year. And I think if we get an extra... If we can have a full slot, I think you give it to Sunwinkle. But I think... For the sake of the protection lists due, I'm going to say Sophie Jakes. But I'm going to be thinking about... Oh my god! It's like trying to get blood out of a stone, this is. Yep! But... We done it. So, I'm going to read them out before we lock them in. So, our picks for our Minnesota Frost are Taylor Coy Schofield, Taylor Heisey, and Sophie Jakes. Are we happy? No, but lock it in. What he said. Yeah. I mean, because we can sit here all night to make the case for everybody to get on that list, but I'm fine with those three, so just lock it. Lock it in. Okay, right. Those are 3 picks locked in for our Minnesota Frost. Okay, put us now back up. Oh, God. No, I think I need a quick little pause for a sec. Hold on. This is horrible. This is just... This is so horrible, but it's a necessary evil in order to get Vancouver set up competitive from day one. Oh, God. I know. Right. The Big 12 de Montreal are next, the Montreal Big 12. They have 14 players eligible in the expansion draft, and they are Erin Ambrose, ooh, Kayla Barnes, Abby Barine, ooh, Amanda Boulier, Abby Despiez, oh, Jennifer Gardner, Dara Gregg, Amanda Kessel, Tina Lindeblom, Maureen Murphy, ooh, Kristen O'Neill, ooh, wait for it, Captain Clutch, she's not, she is, ah, Oh my! Marie Plen, Laura Stacey, oh, and Anna Wilgrim. Right, should I just get Captain Clutch's name put down straight away? Because no way are Montreal going to be stupid to let her go. No. Come on, that would be just stupid. So I'm just going to lock Plen in now. You do not have to put a player like Captain Clutch on your roster and just let her go to an expansion team. Just no. No, it ain't happening. Although she did say that the Big 12 need to look in the mirror after being knocked out of the playoffs for a second year in a row in the semi-finals. She did, but would anybody be like that? Brothers. Plus, expectations were high for Montreal this year because Montreal were the league champions and they were very good on home ice. And then you fell short to Ottawa like that. You picked them? Yeah. Right. Again, with Montreal, it's another case of you've got to protect the netminder. Yeah, Desbienne. Now, we just talked. Oh no. Oh! Hold the thought. Oh! I was about to lock her in then. No, right, go, quick. Hold the thought. We just talked about with R. Frost how we could potentially leave Hensley bombable depending on Maddie Bree's contract situation. We know Montreal, like us, has a 1A, 1B situation with Elaine Julian and Amine Desbienne. I think... No. I think Montreal should leave Desbienne exposed, run the risk of Vancouver Seattle potentially taking her, and if she goes, well, Elaine she becomes your star netminder. That is a very bad argument. But would Montreal really do that? Would you really suggest they do that? I think that's crazy. But you've got Laura Stacey there. You've got Abby Marie. You've got Marie Murphy. You've got Kristen O'Neill. Jennifer Gardner. A lot of meaty stock out of Montreal to be taking the expansion draft. Yep. But I just feel like. Now, I get your argument, but I'm just thinking, would Montreal really do that? Because, I'm sorry, if you have Amine Desbienne horrible, Vancouver and Seattle are going to pass up on that chance. No, they'll go for it. No pounds, they'll go. If I was the general manager of either Vancouver or Seattle and I saw Amine Desbienne was there for the taking, I'm having her. Yeah, I'm having her. Yeah, I'm having her. Because we know what number she's put up this year for Montreal. She is probably, I'd say, the favourite writer to win goaltender of the year. Despite Griffith also being in that category. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Who else in that category? Frankel. It's Frankel, Desbienne in that category. But if I was Vancouver Seattle and I saw Desbienne is there for the taking, I'm having her. Yeah, I'm having her. Especially as both markets got serious action because the Big 12 were both in Vancouver and Seattle for the takeover tour. So, I'd be having that. Yeah, but I think Laura Stacey would be a better protection over... Yeah, I agree. So, Laura Stacey will put in. Yeah, right. And then we're going to argue about the third spot. Yeah, I agree. I think Laura Stacey would definitely be a pick for me. I would say that Montreal needs to protect. I would go with that as well. So, that's good. So, the fight here, do we make it Desbienne or do we say Gardner? Abby Marine did really well for Montreal this year, and I don't think we're gonna ever get over that shock of the fact that she was eligible to be in the draft last year, and Montreal took her. She did actually quite well, and I remember a lot of people on social media were trying to make us feel bad, and I was like, fuck off! Yeah, fuck off! Fuck off! Do you think that we as a trio don't know that our team made a mistake by not drafting her? You people didn't know that? Fuck off! Plus, we are the inaugural back-to-back World Cup champions, so who's laughing now? Now the bracket's kicked in. Who's laughing now? I know, but it's like, seriously, people on social media just wanted to try and poke at us. I'm like, fuck off! We're defending World Cup champions. Fuck off. Okay? Us three, our jaws dropped when it happened. This was about in the early hours of the morning here in Manchester. Okay? Our jaws dropped at that. Okay? So, do you think we don't realise what the mistake that was? Okay? So, fuck off with that. I don't think Montreal would protect her, though. I think we would, but if she was still a Minnesota. But I don't see Montreal would protect her over, say, O'Neill or Gardner. So I think, well, if we're not having SBA, which I think is going to be a bit stupid. What happened then? I'm just saying, your argument's valid, but I'm sorry, I can't see it, neither can your partner. We can't see why Montreal would leave Desby exposed and Vancouver would pass up on her. I can't see it happening. I can't. What happened then? No, we're going to do an agreement. If we're thinking between Chris Denny and Deborah Gardner, I would go Deborah Gardner. What about Marie Murphy? Oh my god, you make this how it is! Well, that's because Montreal's got a lot of good stuff, like we have. Yeah, Boston was easy. It was easy with who to protect. With Montreal, with us and Montreal, it's not that easy. And this is only the halfway point. I'm saying protect SBM. Right, well it's 2 against 1, so just have her in. Have her in. Put her in. No, because this will go all night. I mean, my point is valid, but we're not disproving we're not saying your point's stupid or not bad. We're just saying we can't see why Montreal would leave Amine to be exposed and Vancouver would pass upon her. Well, it's 2 against 1. You both said SBN. I would have gone for either Gardner or O'Neill. So, lock her in. Okay, but I know she's gonna be naughty. Lock her in. We are gonna come back when the text lists are out and go through them all. So we'll see who's right or not. Just put her in. You're really not up for this. Just put her in. I'm doing it now. I just need to take a moment to get the spelling right. Renee's double E. And don't ask how to do Desbian. No, not gonna. Okay, so are we locking these in? So for the next side of Montreal, Marie Fleet Plem, Laura Stacey, Amelie Desbied, are we locking those 3 in? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not happy. Okay, right, well those are 3 locked in for the big 12 of Montreal. Okay, so far, I'm the only member of the trio who's not blood fused during this. We'll see how long that lasts. Right. Okay. So, we pick up with the New York Sirens. And I think the Sirens got the most players vulnerable in this draft. With 17. Woo! Yeah, a lot of get-throughs. So, here we go. So, we have. So, for the New York Sirens, they've got 17 players vulnerable to the Expansion Draft. And they are Lauren Bernard, Jamie Bourbonnais, Alex Carpenter, ooh! Jesse Elridge, ooh! Emmy Facto, Sarah Fillier, Ellie Hartshee, Payson Levi, Maya Nealon, Pasran, Kaylee Osborne, Abby Rock, Gabby Rosenfeld, Corinne Schroeder. Oh! Shelton. Oh! Alison Simpson. Nora Lulas. And Mika Zandy Hart. Right. What's the science situation return to a backup netminder? They've not got a secure one. So like Boston would need to protect Schroeder. Yeah, but then again, you've got Shelton's there, Carpenter's there, Fillier's there. Can we just get Sarah Fillier out of the way? Yeah. Because they're not gonna do that. She was the big talking point from last year's draft. Yeah. I would get Carpenter. Well, we'll come to that in a moment, but I'll come with Fillier. Yeah. Sarah Fillier was the big talking point of last year's draft. It would be absolutely silly for the Sirens to have earned the right to pick her, and then the following year get rid of her. Plus, New York technically still have Sarah Fillier's rights, because we should explain, in the PWHL, when you draft a player, you own their rights for 2 full years. Yeah. So, Fillier's rights would still belong to the Sirens. But you're right, lady, because given how in the PHL you get the opportunity to earn the first overall draft pick, rather than it just be some random, rather than it be keys of the ball. Like it is in the AHL. Okay. So, key to the ball. But in the AHL, it's literally just keys of the ball. In the PHL, you get the right to earn it. And the Sirens have done that for these last 2 years. So I think it would be stupid for them to have earned her 1 year and then to give away the next. Yeah. And Alex Carpenter, for me, is another one thing. Well, yeah, because interesting how when Fillier came to league, she just gelled with Alex Carpenter just straight away. So I think Carpenter you have to protect. Then the net might actually gets interesting. Yes. The Sirens netminder situation is interesting because I'm not sure the Sirens have got a strong backup. So if they were to lose Schroeder, you'd wonder who would replace her, especially if the Sirens Neil hope they get, because the Sirens have been dead last for 2 seasons in a row now. But the silver lining, of course, is you got to earn the gold plan. Yeah, 2 years in a row. It's interesting because as much as I would say Schroeder gets the last spot, I think Shelton also has to be someone to consider. Yeah, I think if we're not going to go Schroeder the third slot, I would say either Eldridge or Shelton. No, I'd be more inclined to go Shelton than Jesse Eldridge. I'd agree to that. I think, because somebody has to put a big net man up. We've already said Hensley for us, so I think Schroeder should be for New York, so I would say Shelton. And I decided for a big, but Schroeder's our best netminder! Well, this is just our suggestions. This is what we think. Yeah. Before we know, because we're recording this before the expansion process begins. So, we are going to do an episode revealing the actual list. So, some of these players who are on our list might end up being on the actual list. We don't know yet. So, I think we're happy to put Shelton in than we would Schroeder. Yeah, because somebody has to put a huge number forward. It isn't going to be Ottawa. No. It isn't going to be Ottawa. Which the Bucks wanted. But yeah, so I would say, should we put her in? Yeah. For the same New York. It is interesting how they put the most players vulnerable. And like Boston. It could be really interesting who goes. Yeah. It could be really interesting who goes. Could they lose Outrage? Possibly. No. Possibly. But I think Shelton and Carpenter have to be protected over her. So they could. So she could go. And then depending on what happens to Schroeder. So I think it's one of those who, if the fourth protection spot becomes available, that's who the Stars would go for, provided it has already been taken. Yeah, that's how I would see it. That's how I would see it. If there's a fourth spot available, that's who they would go with. But I think this will be this. Right, so we have these picks. So for the York Stars, we've got Sarah Fillier, Alex Carpenter, Shelton. Are we happy with those picks? Yes. Lock in? Yeah. Okay, so those are our 3 picks locked in for the New York Sirens. So we now come to the Ottawa Charge, who I think this is going to hit the most, because they really have felt this expansion coming the most. Yeah, they have been the ones that have been most vocal about it, in how this roster is not going to be good for the Bulls next year. And you felt that, on Monday night when some of them actually went on Stockton Jails, and admitted how, well, this group's not going to be next year. And that's where it really hurt that, all these 6 groups, they're not going to be next year because some of them are going to be leaving for, say, out of Vancouver. But unfortunately, the way it goes. So we'll see who is vulnerable for Ottawa. So the Charge have 15 players vulnerable for expansion draft, and they are as follows. Ashton Bell. Oh. Emily Clark. Oh. Gabby Hughes. Oh! Brianna Jenner. Oh! Jocelyn Rock. Oh! Stephanie Markowski. Erin Matchmeyer. Oh! They're not both, are they? Well, let's see. Manon McMahon and Mixiana. Tatiana Morozova. Gwyneth. She's out! They're both there! Oh my god! Both of them! Oh my fucking god. Oh my actual god. Roger Saplodin, Anita Tislova, and Madeline Worthington. Right, let's get straight to it. So both of Ottawa's netminders, Matchmeyer and Phillips, are vulnerable. Oh my god, say goodbye to Matchmeyer. Oh! Lady! Yeah, that's it, love. Kick them while they're down. Well, Wade Phillips was the star of these playoffs. And I know you mean we're going to do this tonight. We are. Rightly deserved that she got to be the part of MVP despite the fact she was on the losing side. Well, it's literally the well, I think her name was already pretty much locked in regardless who was going to win. So, fair dues. Yeah, she had to take over that starting at role back in mid-March. And she's been impressive ever since. Was even helpful in the... I'm already going to put her name down because we're not having her go. Now, just do it now, George. Put her in. On the list. Yeah, so... Yeah, I just think... And it's impressive how she's a rookie. Mm-hmm. It's impressive how she's a rookie netminder. And she almost got her team a Walter Cup. Yeah. Cause if Ottawa had won the Walter Cup finals this year, then it would have been all because of Gwyneth Phillips. Period. Conversation. Period. Charles Barnes could throw back to Jocelyn Rock, Emily Clark, and Brianna Jenner, but for me, it would have been Gwyneth Phillips. Conversation. Period. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Ottawa. You've got no choice. You have got to protect her. Yeah. So there's no arguments. She's on the list. Oh, you've got a feel for Ottawa fans here. Yeah, because like us, they stand to lose a lot. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Nah. It's just not fair. Yeah. So, is this going back to what I said about Montreal? Yeah. Because I know you were trying to hammer about how, well, I mean, if Ben was there, they'd take her. Well, if there's much, well, I think whoever Oscar can't protect, they're going. Yeah, they're going. And actually, Great Fist has been more rock steady than his Matchmire has been. So I think, one of those Netmires is not protected, they're going. Yeah, they're going. It's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Yeah. Emily Clark is what I think Ottawa should protect. Absolutely. So, yeah, I just think Emily Clark has been a great addition for Ottawa, and I feel that she played huge in that. Didn't she get the game winner in the first game? In game 1, yes. She might have had 2 goals in game 1. I can't remember. She was a big presence for Ottawa in those finals. So, yeah. So I agree. Emily Clark has to be. I'm surprised she's not captain of Ottawa, because she was used for in the teaser for Boston Ottawa in the takeover tour. This might be for so there was as well. I'm gonna say this one was okay. Well, sure. I'm surprised with who their captain is. I would have thought it'd been someone else. But anyway, yeah. So this is horrible for Ottawa now, because who do you put in that first spot? You got Brianne Jenner, you've got Gabby Hughes, you've also got Jocelyn LaRock, who was part of that monster trade. LaRock was part of that monster trade with the Toronto Raptors. So remind me the dates. Okay, the trade happened on New Year's Eve, and then the two sides met on New Year's Eve. It was a huge blockbuster trade. Which is kind of why we weren't surprised that the trade line this year was very quiet, because the big trades already happened before the trade line. Like last year, when I was getting Sophie Jakes and Boston taking some money. But with The Rock, could you warrant her being protected over her original charge? But we did that with Sophie Jakes. Yeah, but Jakes has now had 2 seasons with the Frost. And technically, that trade, if you recall, that trade happened very early in the local season. So you could argue, technically, she's been with the Frost for quite a while. Whereas The Rock only just joined the team on New Year's Eve. So, she did get a big goal. She did get that goal that everyone thought was going to stand the game winner in game 2. What happened there, Charge fans? What happened there? You've already mentioned on the stream, love. Don't trip me anymore. Look, if it was me, I would not put The Rock. She's just been there too soon. But someone will then take her. Fine, she goes elsewhere again. But I think before you protected Ferguson and Clark, and you've still got Hughes there, Jer's there, I think you have to protect the captain. Have we just played to protect everyone's captain so far? We don't check who the sirens are. We might have. No. New York's captain is Mika Zandy Hart. So only one team so far has not chosen to protect the captain. But that's because Shelton and Alex Carpenter, we had to have them protected on our list. And I think Brianna has to be over Joss the Rock, absolutely. But again, with Gabby Hughes as well. Is it going to be me make the call again? Yeah, Jenna. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah. I know some charge fans were thinking, why have you not said The Rock? Well, if you felt that she made that big an effort, you want to protect her, fine. But we're just thinking, if it was us, and it's someone who's only just joined, I would rather leave them exposed, rather than someone who's been a long time Frost. Yeah. Because Sophie Jakes had been with the Frost for quite some time now and has made quite the impression. So that's why we put her on our list. But Jocelyn the Rockstray is still quite fresh, so yeah. But yeah, but I feel like Ottawa. I feel like I'm gonna really feel sorry for them because I think, like with us, Ottawa stands to lose a lot in this expansion draft. Yeah, they really did. Yeah, so I just feel like, but sadly that's the way the cookie does crumble. I'm afraid we are gonna lose some really good players from all sides. Every team's gonna lose some really good talent. And I think we need to get used to this now, because the league is really keen on adding more into the fold. Yeah. There possibly might be expansion again this time next year, or it could be the year after. Yeah. Because I did remember seeing an article that says, after Seattle was announced, they want to go to 10 teams by 26-27. And then the article I saw about long-term plans, they said, well, it could be this now next year, it could be the year after. But I always don't know how many teams. Yeah. I think we need at least 12. Yeah. I think we should be at least 12. And then after that, maybe then pace the expansion out and stagger it out after that. Yeah. So, are we happy with these picks? Where for this? Yes, must be. It's a must. Yeah. Emily Clark. Yeah. D'Angelo. Welcome in. Yeah. Okay, so those are our picks locked in for the Ottawa Charge. Right, you'll be pleased to know, that we've now reached the final team. It is the Toronto Scepters. Thank God. I know. This has been hell. This has been hell. We need to get used to it now, because we're going to have lots more of these to come in the future. Right, so the Toronto Scepters have got 16 players from the expansion draft, and they are Kristen Campbell, Megan Garcia, Izzy Daniel, Renata Fast, Julia Gosling, Savannah Harmon, Reagan Kirk, Anna Kilchblin, Emma Maltese, Annie Monroe, Nomi Nubarova, Sarah Nurse, Anika Rankula, Blair Turnbull, number captain, Darryl Watts, and Emma Woods. Right, like Ottawa, both netminders for Toronto are vulnerable. Leave them both as vulnerable. Oh, she's changed her tune. Both of them. Yeah. Right. Oh my God, she's gone mad now. Because look who's Toronto's got up for grabs. Sarah Nurse, Blair Turnbull, Renata Fast, Spare Harmon, Gosling, Julia Gosling, yeah. It's like, I don't think Toronto can afford to protect netminders. Yeah, and of course, I don't think there's anything in expansion draft rules that says you can't take 2 players from the same team. No, it's literally just take 4 players. I mean, each team's going to lose 4 players. They've not made it clear as you can only have 1 from each team. So you're saying leave. I say leave both of them unprotected. And of those two, I think if anyone's going to go, it would be William Kirk. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. That's crazy. That is just crazy. Yeah. So, I straight away would protect Sarah Nurse. Yeah. Well, wasn't she one of the players on the cover of the magazine when the EA, when Airtel 25 was going to put us in the game? Yep. Poster child. Straight away, so I'd lock her in as protected straight away. Yeah. In fact, what did I use for that episode? Because I did actually do a episode covering with that. So what did I use? Did I use the magazine cover or did I just use the video game? Just before Christmas, I believe it was. Oh no, I used the magazine cover. So she was on there with Marie Viepelen. I can't remember who the other one was. Yeah, so I would go Sarah Nurse. Absolutely, yeah. Right, there it gets tricky. So whoever you are, fire, I'll just put in. Can we rule out Darryl Watts for the same reason we rule out Jocelyn Rock? Yeah, because that was who Toronto got. Yeah. So I think now, besides the story, I would leave her exposed. Yeah. So without her fast. Oh yeah. And she has been a weapon for Toronto. Yeah. Course has been the bar we've improved in the most this year. We didn't do very well with and I know obviously Troy didn't play Coca-Cola teams last year in the regular season, but we really struggled in Toronto last year, which is why we were very nervous when Toronto chose us last year, because we had not won a single game Toronto. And of course, the sets were going to have home advantage for the entire playoffs as the league champions. But we could easily have won all 3 games in Toronto this year, but the one we lost was overtime, and it was a result of a nasty turnover that Renata Fast capitalised on. Boom, puck in the net, she got the win for Toronto. And what a difference that could have made. Well, there's a lot of games you're being, well, they've gone differently. But I'm not dare entertaining that because we're still champions. Exactly, George. But yeah, but Renata, she has been a weapon for the Sectors. I think they will be crazy to lose her. So who do you give the third and final spot to? Because I think Troy would be crazy to leave both netmines exposed. But they could afford. But if AT's going to afford to do that, it would be the Sectors. Yeah. Given how much star power they've got on that roster. Yeah. Tricky. Who are we going to say? Campbell? Or Harmon? I think either we say Turnbull or we say Campbell. And the question to ask ourselves is, would Turnbull be a risk if she was if she was left vulnerable? I think Campbell would. Yeah, I think Campbell would. I think it's the same situation as you leave Amanda Desbian there. If Campbell's there, they'll take her. Because she has been really brilliant for Troy. Yeah. So I think it's either Turnbull or it's Campbell. Agreed. Question is who? Yeah, that is the main question. Who? I would be happy to run the risk with Turnbull getting unprotected over Campbell. You'd say Campbell. I would say protect Campbell. I would, because if Toronto loses both netminders, then in the draft about 2 weeks later, they'd have to draft 2 netminders again, and they're going to be going towards the end of the draft again. Yeah. So I'm happy for Kristen Campbell to be put down. Yeah, I would just do that. And run the risk of Turnbull. Yeah. Because, and it is no disrespect to Blair Turnbull, Troy's got a lot of star power on that roster. Whoever they lose, it won't be that big of a dent. Because they'll still have that experience. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Troy can afford to leave Blair Turnbull exposed. They can't afford to leave both netminders exposed. Like how Oscar can't do that. But we know what Otto's going to do. We know Otto's going to protect the herbs. So, yeah. So, are we happy with these picks? Sarah Nurse, Renata Fast, and Kristen Campbell. I'd have to lock those in. Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, again, you can make comments about anyone else, but I think that's fine. Okay, well, we'll lock them. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll lock them in. So, we're going to lock in those as our picks for the Toronto Sectors. Well, there we have it. Oh, God. Hello, and breathe. Oh. We all need to lie down after that and a nice white chocolate digestive biscuit. Don't start, they're lovely. Roddy Channel 4 and their Christmas documentary. They are lovely, don't knock them. Yeah, sort of the original ones. So there you go. So that is our protection list. I'm going to try and do an Instagram post with them all up. Yeah, just to remind you of them all, because ahead of the protection lists coming out at some point next week. Do we know for definite when the lists come out? No, it'll be at some point next week. The process starts on June the 3rd. Yeah. But let me take a look it up. Yeah. Okay. No, I can't find it. Yeah, I imagine it probably would be June the 3rd because that's when it starts. Yeah. I'm gonna have one more go. No. No. Okay, right. Yeah. So I also remind you, that is what us three have compiled in this episode today. Chances are that might not be the actual protection lists that will get published by each team when we get them next week. There might be some players on there who we didn't put down that get on instead. And of course, there's the possibility that each team could have a 4-player protected. We didn't cover that. We just went for the mandatory 3 that must be protected during the process next week. We'd love to know what your thoughts are, either that's by the comments or by the show's email. Yeah, it's been stressful for all 3 of us, and we are now going to go a nice lie down. But this is only just the beginning. We will be back when we do get the protection lists. We will be back to do another verse episode where we'll talk through our thoughts on each protection list as a whole. Honestly, it's all time. I think, you know what? It's time for one year to lie down. Yes, please. He's gone. He's gone. I'll go crack over the white chocolate digestives. Don't you dare! They are lovely! We'll see you next time, guys. Farewell! I'll bye for now. Go and see to him.